Title: How I Killed My Husband Because of My Greed. The story of my life. I wish and hope for a lot of young women out there would learn from my story. My name is Chidima. One Christmas season, I was in the parlor when my husband walked in. I just felt disgusted by his presence. I quickly moved my face elsewhere as if I didn't see him. "Mommy, won't you welcome your husband?" he said. I moved my gaze to his direction. I looked at him from head to toe and let out a very loud sigh. I stood up and left the parlor. My husband became instantly weak. He sat on the couch with his head bowed down. He was like that for over 2 hours. I couldn't care more. He came to the room. I wanted to leave the room when he held my hands. "Baby, what's the issue?" he asked. "What's not the issue?" I fired. "Baby, please talk to me," he pleaded. "Just leave me alone." I insisted. "Is it because of the Christmas money I haven't given to you?" he asked languidly. "Why won't I be angry? You never provide for this family. I have told you to get a side hustle, but you wouldn't listen. I haven't gotten clothes for the children yet. Foodstuffs we haven't bought. I am just tired of this marriage, I won't lie. For crying out loud, you are a vulcanizer before you got this office job. Why not combine it since your salary is not enough?" I kept on ranting non-stop. "Baby, you know I almost died the last time the machine developed a fault when I was pumping a tire. I still suffer from PTSD." He said. "Excuses again." I said, "Okay baby, give me for now till next week, I will do something." He pleaded. "Don't near me till then," I said and walked out. I kept on avoiding him. My children even noticed, but I assured them that mommy and daddy weren't fighting. Few days later, I was having lunch with my children when my phone rang. My first son was with my phone. He brought it to me. I saw it was my husband calling. I was hesitant for a while, but I had to take the call because of my son who was watching. "Hello," I said with lack of interest. "Mo, please come to St. Thomas Hospital. Something happened to your husband," a man said. I jumped up immediately. I ran straight to the hospital immediately. I met my husband who was on a life support. He was critically injured. I met Uche, his friend. I kept on crying. "What happened to him?" I asked, crying. I told him not to come to the workshop today, but he wouldn't listen. Uche said, "Tell me what happened to my husband." I shouted, "Oh, so now you care about him, ABI?" Uche flared up. I couldn't say anything. "Do you know that your husband's BP is terribly high?" Uche asked. I was surprised. "Do you know he has fainted twice at his office and the second time he was sacked?" I opened my mouth wide open. "He will always come crying to me. He always come over to my workshop because he couldn't tell you he was jobless. He complained that you were demanding for money and he didn't know what to do. I told him he could work in my workshop whenever I am out for outside jobs since he was once a vulcanizer. I was out today when my neighbor called and told me what happened." He paused for a moment. "Your husband was pumping a customer tire when his hands began to shake, but he didn't stop. The tire got busted and the breeze threw him and the customer on the floor. He fell on the road and an incoming car ran him over. The customer is in the other ward though not critically injured," Uche said. I couldn't stop crying. I went close to my husband and held his hands. "Honey, please don't die. The kids and I still need you." Please wake up. After 4 days in the hospital, one morning the doctor came in and told me, "Sorry, madam, we tried our best, but your husband is dead." That was when I felt the greatest pain ever in my life. The guilt came in. How do I face his family, his friends, and the world that I didn't even notice that my husband was very sick and needed my love, care, and affection, but I was so blind that I couldn't see it. My world has crumbled because the world will call me wicked woman for allowing my greed and selfish desire to push him to his death. When it was time for his burial, I was accused of killing him because Uche, his friend, to his family what my late husband told him. I cried and asked them for forgiveness because I never wished him dead and all I wanted was a good life. I was forced by his family members to walk naked round his village and even drank water washed out from his body. I was badly humiliated and given an inhuman treatment. I tried to reach out to my own family for help, but they have warned me about my greed for material things, that if I don't control it, that I will destroy me someday. Honestly, I wished all this never happened, that it's just a dream. After the burial, his family members collected all we had together, not minding our kids. At this point in time, it has dwelled on me that my life had been brought down to ground. Holding my kids, I made up my mind to start life all over again, but this time I will never put any man on pressure of material things again if I ever find love again. I hope you enjoyed my story. I would like you to share, like, and subscribe to this channel for more stories.